concerning my dad. When I was younger, um, as a teenager, and a lot of you guys will remember this, um, there was one phrase that my dad always said that I actually really hated when I was a kid. And the reason why is because I was the type of person that if my dad said something, I would look for the loophole or the gray area and see where I could kind of leverage how I could bend his words to a different way. And so to create an argument. My dad, being the wise man he was, he would say, "Because I said so." And that was the end of the argument. But I want to say two things on that. Number one, what a powerful lesson on "because I said so," and just be obedient because your father said that's what you need to do. And how many times do we go throughout life and every father says, "David, I want you to do this, but I want you to do this." "I said do this." "Yes, Lord." So, right? So my dad, in his subtle way, taught that lesson. Because I said so. And he lived that lesson. My dad grew up in a broken home. And his parents grew up in a broken home. But he saw glimpses of how families were supposed to be. And he said to himself, "That's what I want to do." And he broke the cycle. That's amazing. And so he told himself, "Because I said so, I am going to be committed to my family." And we see the result of all that. And so just that by itself is just amazing. One of the things that he told me was while on his mission, a mother brought her family to kneel in family prayer. And he said, "I love that. I never had that before. And I can see how powerful it is." And so that's what he did. And there was just different things in his life that he would just grab from other families and just said, "This is what I want. I'm going to incorporate it." And he did. And he grew. And I just want to thank you for that. I want to quote Elder Bednar. He actually said, "True faith is focused in and on the Lord Jesus Christ and always leads to righteous action." The prophet Joseph Smith taught that faith is the first principle in revealed religion and the foundation of all righteousness. And it is also the principle of action in all intelligent beings. Actions alone is not faith in the Savior, but acting in accordance with correct principles is a central component of faith. Thus, faith without works is dead. Prophet Joseph Smith further explained that faith is not only the principle of action, but of power, also in all intelligent beings, whether in heaven or on earth. I want to bear my testimony that my father exercised faith throughout his life, and I love him for it. His name is the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
just how wonderful and amazing he is. And I can't even get through that. So we would love to have you come up to the mic and go ahead and do that. We do have other people coming in about an hour. We've told the public to come at 7. So this next hour is our time. So we can do open mic. We would also like to take a few pictures. We have Rebecca and Logan's sister, Lori, is here to take pictures of us. So we would love to just capture this moment because turning 90 is a big deal. So thank you for coming and being here with us. Okay, now can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, where's Uncle Doug?
We're right here.
Way in the back there. Okay, if you all know this song, I want you to join in. Please don't sing on the chorus though, because it's a little bit tricky. But you can sing on the verses, and if you know it, or pull it up on your phone. This is from the Beatles, and they wrote "When I'm 64." Are you ready? Okay, here we go. When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now. Can I move the mic up? There, is that better? Here we go. When I get older, losing my hair, many years from now, will you still be sending me a valentine, a birthday greeting, bottle of wine? If I've been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Oh. Where's our microphone guy? You got it? You got it? You got it. Okay, we're going to start this again. Here we go. Uncle Doug, you have to have this perfect. Okay. Yeah, we'll start with when I've been out. If I've been out till 2:45, would you lock the door? Would you still need me? Would you still feed me when I'm 64? La 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 la. You'll be older too. And if you say the word, I would stay with you. Oh, sorry. I could be handy mending a fuse when your lights have gone. You can knit a sweater by the fireside. Sunday morning we'll go for a ride. Doing the garden, digging the weeds. Who could ask for more? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 64? 74. 74. Every summer we can rent a cottage in the Isle of Wight if it's not too dear. We shall scrimp and save. La la, grandchildren on our knee. Let's see, James, Jeff, and Vicky. Send me a postcard, drop me a line, stating point of view. Indicate precisely what you mean to say. You're sincerely wasting away. Give me your answer, fill in a form, mine forevermore. Will you still need me? Will you still feed me when I'm 84? Will you still need me? Will you still feed me
work. So, um, so, that has been a huge blessing because I think we've all learned to work hard. So, love you, Doug.
It's like this one, me. You're good. So I just want to share a few words. I can't remember which general authority talked about this, but he's like, always teach the gospel and when and if necessary, speak words. In other words, be the living example for everyone that you come in contact with and what living the gospel looks like. And I would have to say that my dad actually is a living example of someone who follows the footsteps of the Lord and lives the gospel through and through. And growing up, I didn't appreciate it as much. I'll be one of the first to admit that I've had my issues of minor rebellions and stuff like that, butting little heads here and there. And I just didn't appreciate the wisdom that he was trying to share with me until I became a father myself. And then once I became a father myself, I started turning around and saying those exact same phrases and meanings that, he was trying to teach me, and all of a sudden the light bulb goes off, and now I understand. So, isn't that just the way it is sometimes, that our parents try to teach us, little principles and gospel truths throughout life, and hoping that we would understand it and incorporate it and adopt it and just run with it, even though we're little teenage kids, who have minds of our own and free wills of our own. But eventually it comes right down to it, like, my dad was right in so many different ways. And I just want you to know, Dad, that I draw upon your wisdom all the time. I do. I just want you to know that. I really appreciate it.
Testimony time. Wow, it's nice to stand up here and see all the people. My name is Deborah Hunt. My mother is Zena Beadle Hunt, who is Doug's oldest sister. And I just asked Uncle Doug, what year did you go on your mission? I distinctly remember that at Uncle Doug going on his mission and how important that was. And I was 11, very impressionable age. And what I remember is him coming back and speaking Spanish. And I loved the Spanish language, and I thought that was so cool. And I tried really hard to find Los Indios Trabajados album for you for this birthday, because he brought this album, and I remember him bringing other Spanish language music LPs home. And it was magnificent. He had a sombrero, right, when you came back? But shortly after that, the main thing, and I wrote about in the book, that I was inspired because I loved school and I wanted to get an education. And Uncle Doug was one of the first in our family to go to college. And my mother had gone to 1 year at BYU, and that's all they could afford, because that was the year that their parents got a divorce. And she implanted in all of us that education was so important to develop ourselves and to become good mothers. You needed an education. so the value of education I got to see modeled when my Uncle Doug pursued higher education and then went on to become a pharmacist. So he was my role model in getting higher education, and I was able to achieve that. I got a bachelor's, 2 masters, and a PhD. And I credit, in a large part, my mother, of course, who said seek a higher education, my dad, who got a bachelor's degree, and my uncle, who showed me that you can rise up and become a better, stronger, more developed. I mean, the intelligence was always there, but to see how he polished that intelligence through education was a great inspiration to me. And so I hope all of you have had the opportunity. I still believe in liberal arts education for everybody to become a more well-rounded thinker. You know, whoever you are, you can polish yourself through education.
Sorry. Stuck in there. Sorry. I'm sorry. All right. If you know it, you can finish it. Work will win when wishing you won't. Okay. All right. Eat every bean and pee on your plate. Good job. Oh, off your plate. Okay. There you go. Whoops. Be thankful for what you get, no matter size or quantity. All right. This was a longer one, but Dad always tried to drill it into us. That which we persist in doing becomes easier to do, not that the nature of the thing has changed, but that our power to do has increased. So, there was a story long ago. My dad had lots of kids, and there came a point where he got pretty old, and all of a sudden, Mom was like, "I want another kid." He's like, "Are you kidding me? Another kid?" Well, I got another kid, and that was me. He was 47 years old, and for years and years I'd tell the story like, "I don't want another kid," and then I popped out. Thank you, Mom. I popped out, and he's like, "Oh, okay, well, I like you. You're a good kid. I like you." And that kind of stuck around in my head for years and years and years. And it wasn't until I started getting older, and I'm still not 47. I'm 42. I don't know how you did it. I don't blame you. One bit. I can't imagine having another kid at 47. That just blows my mind. So kudos to you guys. Thank you very much for keeping going for me. I appreciate that.
2 weeks away from 48.
I know. I don't know how you did that, Dad. I don't know. Thank you guys. This is my testimony. I'm here. So. No, I love my dad, and I love what he's done for me. My short little story to share about him was that in 8th grade, I took the test to know what should I be when I grow up. And in that test, it said I could be a pharmacist. I was really excited. I ran home. I was like, "Dad, I can be just like you and be a pharmacist." And he's like, "Don't do it." What? What do you mean, don't do it? I was like, "Don't do it. That's not the answer." What do you mean it's not the answer? I could not understand. And I'm grateful for that because he is able to steer me into a direction of go find your own path. And I'm glad I did that. I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for the path that I've been able to go. And I was able to find my awesome, beautiful wife right there. Yep, Gertrude's right there. Hi. And I have awesome kids. And it's because of what you taught me for all those years. So thank you, Dad. Love you.
Okay, super quick before my brain forgets what I want to say. But I am Colleen. I'm Deborah's sister, so Zena is my mother. But we always loved Uncle Doug and Aunt Patty, and going to their house was a blast because they did things that we never years ago, my first husband passed away. And so 6 years ago, he was 84 years old. And Vicki brought him and Aunt Patty down, right? She was there too. It was a little foggy day for me, but I was so blown away to see them show up at the funeral. And he said, you needed a little piece of your mother here today. And I did. I needed that family connection. And he knew that he was that connection. And I just was so blown away. It was so sweet. It meant so much to me. There's a lot of things I don't remember about that day, but I remember that. And I appreciate that. And then the last thing is, has anyone ever had a massage by Doug? Am I the only one that vividly remembers it?
If it hurts, you gotta come out.
Yes! It hurts! I had a headache and he's like, come here, I'll take care of that. And I sat down in front of me, he starts pressing my head and doing things. I was like, oh, my brains are gonna squish out. And then he's like, you gotta do your feet. And he took my shoes off and was like, and he's like, you gotta go up the calf. You know, I'm like, my legs were sore for, I'm not kidding you, Chloe, but the headache was gone. Right? So there are so many things that I want to say about my dad. My whole life, he has just always been a worker. And he taught us the value of hard work and the value of getting up and being productive every minute of the day, which I'm not sure my kids appreciate. Because I do the same thing. But his mantra was never a wasted moment. Like, make life count. You are not down here to waste time. So be productive, be efficient, learn stuff, do stuff, serve others, and love the Lord. Every moment of his life is dedicated to serving others and serving the Lord. And he, whether it's working at the temple, whether it's working at a mobile home park or out his home, he's always like, how can I help? Right now we have a mobile home that we moved, and my dad is turning 90 tomorrow. And he has been out there with a hammer and a caulking gun and climbing underneath their unit and just running circles around us, still at 90. He is an incredible, incredible human being. He knows stuff, he's smart. He's just always there for his family, every minute of the day. And I have a testimony of Jesus Christ and of the gospel and the plan of salvation because of the example of my parents. And no matter what, we always knew that we could go to my dad for a priesthood blessing and he would be right there. And so many priesthood blessings, one of which would let me to know that my husband was on the way. So that was a blessing for me. But he's always been there supporting us in whatever we needed to do. And there's not enough words in the dictionary that could even explain Doug Beetle to anybody because he's just such an incredibly human being and I love him. Love you, Dad.
Give it up for the Beatles! In the house. The jokes that I'm sure all of us have heard when we try to like play the piano in church or something, they're like, the music will be done by the Beatles. Each one of us, we experience a different level of fatherlessness, and our fathers aren't perfect, and they can't cover every aspect of life that you're going to learn. And I have a great dad now, and he's taught me a lot about certain aspects of life, and it's been good to have Doug teach me do is I'd be working with him in the house, and I'd do something, and I'm like, Grandpa, did I do this right? And he's like, oh, shoot! I'm like, what's wrong, Grandpa? It's perfect. Oh, okay, thanks, Grandpa. That freaked me out. But I do appreciate that, where we all have a different level, because our fathers aren't all knowing and all perfect, but he's been a father figure for me, and I appreciate that. It's been a real blessing to have him in my life. And that's it.
So everyone keeps kind of talking about how much my dad taught us all how to work. And as kids, that's definitely true. But it happened most often when we could hear him coming home with his truck. Because the power steering and that was just, you 5 blocks away. We're like, get off the couch, quick, look busy, be productive, we gotta clean up. And so, we didn't want to have the wrath of dad, so we were always productive when dad walked through the door. And then everyone else kind of talked about how generous my dad is. And I wasn't the best son. We had, mobile home park, they had a soda machine, so we had quarters in the house all over the place. And so we had a big old jar of quarters that we got from the soda machine. And right next to our house was a pizza parlor with an arcade. So, I was taking quarters all the time, going off to the arcade. And I thought I was smooth, and my dad had no idea. Well, years later, he let me know he knew, but he didn't chastise me about it at all. He said, I figured you needed it more than me. And just, Dad, I know we butted heads a lot when I was a kid, but I love you.
I'll go next. Grandpa has always been a big influence in my life. I feel like every decade of my life kind of is ruled by a different scripture. And as I've entered my 30s, it's been about the Great Commandments. Love God, love your neighbor, love yourself. And this year specifically, rather than setting a goal, I decided to ask myself a question of just, what does it mean to love thyself? As part of that, I wrote down what my values were, and so many of them come from Grandpa and the things that he's taught me and the faith that he's guided me in. But he's helped teach me integrity, the ability to stay true to yourself, reflection, the opportunity to look at yourself and look deeper to understand yourself and the fullness of your life experience. Curiosity, seeking out knowledge and being willing to learn, especially when it's uncomfortable. Grandpa's words of stay green on my mission carried me through my mission and has continued to carry me into adulthood. Stewardship, a responsibility to care for the earth. Mindfulness, the effort to slow down and be present in what is happening. Acceptance, making the choice to love and give charity, especially when it's hard. And interdependence, coming together with your community so that we can all live our best lives together. And obviously, we're all different people. We've all have butted heads. We laugh together, we cry together. And I'm so grateful that we've all been able do that under the stewardship of Grandpa.
Going along with academic knowledge that Grandpa has always told every single one of us to pursue. One of the things he's always taught me to pursue was spiritual knowledge. He's always instilled in me a great love for the gospel and learning more nuanced aspects of the gospel through scripture, through talks, through other studies like scripture, like professionals who study the gospel thoroughly. And because of his efforts, I have instilled in me a love of ancient history, especially when it relates to scripture, and learning historical context for things, to the point where the Old Testament is actually pretty easy to read sometimes because of the things I've learned, but both from my grandpa and my grandma as well. And it's been a great blessing in my life to know these things. Thank you, Grandpa.
Go ball!
So, for the last 5 years now, I've had the awesome opportunity of living in the basement of Grandma and Grandpa. And in those first couple of years, I would harass them a lot about my love life and my school life, and at the same time, a lot of the times. And I didn't know that Grandpa would teach me how to learn to fall in love. That was really cool. I sound sarcastic right now, but it actually was. I would go to him pretty much nonstop and be like, "Had another failed date, Grandpa," and he would go, "Well, all you have to do is find a girl that likes you back." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Thanks." Yeah, that's the goal there. But no, and then in all seriousness, he would say, "Yeah, you just have to find what likes you back, and the Lord will do the rest." And he couldn't have been more right about that, because I have, the patience that I was able to gain from talking to Grandpa so much about my eternal family. Helped me find like the most perfect wife, and to carry his namesake with me, and to potentially give that to my own children. I hope that I can learn. I hope I can help them learn the same patience that Grandpa taught me to help build an eternal family. I love you, Grandpa.
It's really tall. Okay, Grandpa, I just wanted to say I love you. I think you're pretty cool. One of my favorite experiences with Grandpa that happened pretty recently is we were in the car, we were driving back to Beetle Harbor, and I was telling him all about how I've been struggling with like tests at school and driver's permit and stuff like that, and he told me that God would help me, and that's really stuck with me. And so ever since that conversation a couple months ago, I've just put more of my faith in Jesus Christ and Heavenly Father, and that's all thanks to Grandpa. I love you.
make a lot of stuff together.
We need to figure out who we need to, no, not anymore.
Hi, I'm Carly Lefevre with the Lefevres. Anyways, I'm just so thankful for Grandpa and all of you Beatles for just involving us like Lefevres into your family. I've loved it, and even though we live super far away, you guys have always supported us, and I just love you guys so much. I love you, Grandpa. Love you too. Okay, okay. Is this just like things we love? Like I got here late. Is this just? I just want to. if we're talking, okay, my father-in-law. Oh my gosh, I think my favorite thing about you is you are so positive. Like you always bring energy and positivity into everything. Like you could have the worst thing happen, and you're like, "Isn't that great?" You're just like, and it reminds me a lot of President Hinckley because he was very much like that too. And I love that about him. And I've always just that's like my favorite thing about you, and I have used that a lot because I've always been very positive, but man, I've had like my butt kicked the last few years, you know. And there have been times where you'd come to my mind, like, and I'm like, you know what? If he was going through this, he would just be like, okay, here we go. And it's actually carried me through a bit, because it's been a bit rough. So, I love that about you. Thank you. So, that's one of my favorite things about you. And I'm sorry I'm crying, okay? Thank you. Hi. For those who don't know me, I'm Claire. I just want to say that, Grandpa, you have always been there to help me when I'm in need. And I love you, and you've always been there for me. Thank you.
It was 2005, 2006. I was in the Navy, and I got a Facebook message. Why do you have a Facebook? I'm Anthony Beadle, and I'm the eldest of the Anthony Beadles. So mistook me for Matthew Jessica's son, Anthony. But he was way too young to have a Facebook, and that's why I think it was, who reached out to me, James or Jeff? No, not Jeff. One of the brothers. guys have hosted my sisters, and then after some really terrible experiences in my life, at my first wife's farewell, this old man came, put his arm around me. He said, "I think you need a change. Come to Utah." And then I did. I came here in 2014. Your parents hosted me, sent me to school. Not sent me to school. I went to school and I lived with them. Spent so much time. And I'm so grateful to have been involved with everything and the way you guys have accepted my family. I'm eternally grateful. And been able to work with Grandpa and Grandma. You guys are so deserving of that title. You guys have done so much, and it's just a blessing, and I'm grateful. Thank you guys.
A lot of people here.
Cease to be idle, cease to be unclean, cease to find fault one with another, cease to sleep longer than is needful. Retire to thy bed early, that ye may not be weary. Rise early, that your bodies and minds may be invigorated. There was a summer when I was a youth that I had to, I stayed with Grandma and Grandpa, one of the most spiritual summers of my life. And once Grandpa saw my sleeping habits, he made me memorize that scripture. But it was a pleasure to spend that time in a critical time in my youth. And it's always a joy to go over and visit and chat. You can go for 5 seconds. I need to drop something off or pick something up, and it ends up being a 2-hour conversation, but they're great. So love you very much, Grandpa. Thank you.
Okay, so this is gonna be like very disjointed because I don't know, I don't have like a overarching theme thing or anything. But stuff that I guess just like remember and love a lot, like think is really cool. Random stuff, I guess just from visiting your house and just hanging out with your grandma. I remember one of the biggest things I remember is I think you were probably one of my bigger inspirations for liking music, I would probably say, or like being interested in an instrument in the first place. Because I remember one of the coolest things was whenever I'd like go over to your house and pull out the ukulele, and then you could just like make up songs just by like strumming and humming along to it. And I was like sitting there like, oh my gosh, that's magic, is what that is. Because like I could learn the chords, but you were just like, yep, I'm just gonna make something up. And I was like, dang, that's like so creative. That's awesome. Other cool things, all the books that you guys had. I love just like exploring your guys' huge library.
sure I would fit into the family. I'm Miranda, by the way, for those that don't know me, daughter of Jessica and Matthew Beadle, adopted into this beautiful family. And the first memory that I have of Grandpa, I'm the big crybaby, was in Yuba City, and I just remember, I think he had glasses at the time, and I saw him with his glasses, him and Grandma, and he just had this warm, welcoming smile. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about when I say his smile. It's very contagious. And I just remember feeling at peace. And I don't think I realized until today, honestly, how that helped me have a good relationship with my family, Matthew Beadle and Jessica Beadle. I really learned a lot about Grandpa when we moved to Utah. Some of my best memories is when Alex Beadle moved into his basement. We were besties. We would go into their basement and play with some of our friends, and I just remember sometimes watching movies with Grandma and Grandpa, and Grandpa would tease us about the boys we were dating and like school, and it was always fun. But I just wanted to take a minute to tell Grandpa, thank you so much for welcoming me into this family and for your sense of humor and for everything that you've taught my dad, because I see a lot getting to know my dad and getting to know Grandpa. I see a lot of Grandpa in my dad. Sorry, baby. And I just feel like had he not raised my dad the way that he did, I would have had a totally different outcome in life. Sorry, I'm such a crazy. But I just wanted to say thank you because of your example. It has made a ripple effect, and I don't think you realize it. And I'm just so grateful that I've been able to, that first day of meeting Grandma and Grandpa and the memories in their basement, and just the one other thing that comes to mind is no matter what paths we've taken in life, me specifically, he's always been there to give good advice. And he's come to a lot of things that were very important to me, and I always kind of felt like, why are you coming to my stuff? You have such a big family. I'm not important, you know? And he's always making everyone feel important and loved, and I think that that's a big lesson that I've learned. Wherever I go, I want to make sure that people feel loved and accepted, and I feel like Grandpa is a really good example of that. I mean, I know Alex's brother was up here talking about that, but I just wanted to share that piece about Grandpa, that I love you and thank you so much for accepting me to this beautiful family and for sharing all your stories. Like Ben said, there's been times that when I lived closer when I was younger, I would go over and it ended up being like an hour-long conversation. And I don't really think the conversations are just something that I remember, but the time that he took is something that I always will remember. Sorry. Anyways, I thank you so much, Grandpa. You're so loved, and your story and your humor and everything that you do has made a ripple effect on many people's lives, and I just wanted to let you know that I love you a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone who's taken a moment just to express your feelings and gratitude on behalf of our father, Doug Beadle. He is an incredible human being, and we are all better people because he's in our lives. We're going to have closing song. Jenny's going to come up and entertain us just one more time. She's just so much fun. I just adore her. And so we're just going to it gonna be all three of you? Oh, we have a real treat. We have a real treat ahead of us. We hope so. Okay, I didn't introduce myself last time, so I should say.
This is my
I-
sister Jenny.
Fabulous Jenny!
I have to say, Colleen got up and said, Deborah's my sister. I'm like, you forgot me. Okay, so my love for Uncle Doug, I have to tell you. I mean, yes, I sang you a song, but I feel like all of you. He was so cheerful, so wonderful, so positive, such an influence on our lives as girls. So when he was busy having all of you kids, we were older, and you were like our little brothers and sisters, really. And it was like he was like our dad, like our second father. And so I want Deborah to hold that for a second. I'm going to do my impersonation of Uncle Doug when he comes. When you come to see Uncle Doug, here's my impersonation of him. He would go, "Hello, Jenny!" And I thought I was the only special person in the world to him when he'd do that. "Oh, Jenny, it's so good to see you." Yeah, I love the excitement in your voice. So if you don't know, Zena is our mother, and so Zena is his oldest sister, and she's in some of those pictures over there. This is a song I picked out for you, Uncle Doug, and I know you know it because Andy Williams sang it every night when he finished his show, and some of you out there know it. So if you want to sing along, I'm not going to do the ukulele this time, it's too confusing and hard, so I just think we're going to sing it, and anybody that wants to sing along, and it's called May Each Day. Yes, that'd be great. One on each side. I know, I'm shaking, I'm so nervous. I've never played to such a difficult audience in such a big venue. Okay, here we go. May each day in the week be a good day. May the Lord always watch over you, and may all of your hopes turn to wishes, and may all of your wishes come true. May each day of the month be a good day. May you make friends with each one you meet, and may all of your daydreams be memories, and may all of your memories be sweet. The weeks turn to months, and the months into years. There'll be sadness and joy. There'll be laughter and tears. But one thing I pray to heaven above, may each of your days be a day full of love. Sorry. May each day in the year be a good day. May each dawn find you happy and gay. And may all of your days be as lovely as the one we share with me today. May each day of your life be a good day. And good night. Tried to harmonize there. Good night. There we go.
I've had laryngitis for several days.
Yeah, she stands up here for moral support. But she gave it her all. Thank you, Deborah.
And
We love
I'm too young to know.
Show up. And good night, everybody.
Sorry. Testify, testify.
so impressed with those who have come up and expressed their feelings about what it was like to live with this old guy, to have experience with my raspy personality. Those three little girls that were up here, they were this high when I was on my mission. And I was so lonely out there in the wild, wild west of Texas, to have something of family. And my dear sister sent me a movie that was an 8mm film that I put into a camera, and it was all about those three playing in the yard, and it got me through the rest of my mission. And I just want to thank you for just being you. And for all of you, I was just so touched with the things that you've expressed. And I want to thank you for coming to celebrate an old man that's turned 9 decades. Holy cow. But I was just talking with some people back here. And I says, so when are we going to start the dance? So, we have an orchestra. We separate the benches and we'll all just dance. But I'm not sure what they've got established for the rest of the program. But I just wanted to thank you all for coming, and to thank you for sharing feelings and just being here. Thank you. I just want to, oh my goodness. I want to give recognition for people who have come so far.
Vintage 1935.
Does it fit? Covers my head. Oh. I'm a vintage. I just want to recognize people who have come so far. This little girl lives in Salt Lake, but her sisters, one of them lives in the top of Idaho, way up in Coeur d'Alene area, and the other lives down in Flagstaff. But they've come a long, long way. But the one who came surprisingly the furthest was David. Stand up. This little boy here was the challenge of my life, believe me. But he has turned out to be the most spiritual, dynamic, strong individual. And I'm just so proud of him and all of my children and all of you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again, guys, for coming. Now, one of the Peter models was something around work. Do you guys remember what that was? Exactly. So we cannot wish this mess to go away. We need to all pitch in and help. We're gonna have more company coming in. We're gonna have desserts. But if we could just take time to take down the, are we taking down the tables? Just clean up the